Well, I have been asked to be your guest math instructor for the day. Some of you thought you had gotten rid of me, but it's not that easy. Yes, it's your old pal, Mr. Gunter, for those of you who remember me, and I have been asked to look at this problem and use some constructed response tools to answer it. So if I get a problem like this, the first thing I'm going to do is always the same. I'm going to pick up my pencil and write my name. There I go. And I am going to look at this problem. And it says, solve the problem below and show your work in the box. So it's not just a matter of coming up with the answer, but showing my work as to how the answer is found. So it says, Maria needs your help to measure the length of her crown. How long is Maria's crown? And it's that place for my answer. And then it says, tell how you solved this problem using pictures, numbers, or words. That lets me know it is a short answer or constructed response question. I use the races technique to do that, which I'm sure you're going to learn about and probably become very familiar with. You may even get sick of it before the year is over. And it says, read the question slowly and carefully, restate or rewrite the question asked, answer the question correctly. Correct operations are given and the plan is clearly shown. All steps in any type of computations are shown. You can draw pictures, use graphs, formulas, use symbols, give correct math operations. Explain all your steps and why you chose them. How does your solution answer the problem? Give other examples or estimates to show how your solution is correct, and include a summary. So these are the things you need to think about doing for all of these constructed response short answer problems. So let's look at the problem again. We've got to measure that crown, and we've got to figure out how we're going to do it. Well, I see that there are two ways that it could be solved and show a constructed response, and so I'll show both of them to you. The first way that I would probably do it is simply to count across here, beginning with 1. There would be 1 inch. There would be 2 inches. There would be 3 inches. And that would be a half. So I would redraw this picture down at the answer and show that 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1/2 equals 3.5. So my answer would be 3.5, and we see that our symbol here is the inches. So that's one way to solve the problem. Another way would be to reconstruct this. So I have my crayon here, and I have my ruler here, and I reconstruct it starting at 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 4, and this would be a half. So those would be the two possibilities for graphics that I could use. And then I would need to write the answer out. To solve the problem, of how long the crayon was, I used, and then you would put the method that you used. And we'll start here. I used addition. Adding each inch until I found the length. That would have been how I solved it one way. The other way would be I recreated the ruler. I placed the crayon at the 0 mark and re-measured. And then finally I would put, for both of them, the answer is 3.5 inches. This tells how long the crayon is for Maria. I have now used all of the different parts of races. I restated. I answered correctly. I showed computations. I gave examples of how it could be done, showing it two ways, and I summarized the problem, and this would give me a exemplary score and make Mrs. Gunter very happy. Good luck as you work this year on constructed response problems, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from me again in the near future.